Hello everyone and welcome back to the ninth tutorial in this series of how to model a bedroom. And this time um, you will have to excuse me about something. I'm gonna show you how to set up a light setup for our scene, but I ain't gonna really explain many things along the process of it because truly I don't wanna talk too much or explain things that I truly, even me, I'm not really expert at those subjects. So I'll just show you the process and you will have to follow. And if you have a bit of understanding on how lights are acting in the real world, so uh, you can use it and maybe get a better idea of what I'm truly doing here. Um, Also, um, this tutorial is like combined with few other sources of tutorials that I've seen at the last month, and I will try to give you some basic idea on how to set this environment light setup. Okay, so we are going to use mental ray for a render engine, for the render engine, and before we can do this, I want to show you something. I have a bit of an issue with my bedroom walls, so uh, before we even begin, I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is my bedroom walls, and if I choose face, you can see that something is very strange happening. I chose only the floor face, okay? And there are actually two faces for the floor. One is the bottom one and one is the upper one, and when I choose the upper one, it's also choosing those both sides of the entry, okay? And that means that something is wrong with my geometry of the bedroom walls. And the only way to um, check what's wrong with it, it's actually to try fix some few things that are happening around here. So I'll show you what I mean. I earlier checked this bedroom walls in order to understand what's going on here, and I found out that this corner of the door entry, it's not really attached together with the other points like it's supposed to be. This is because we had a boolean function to here when we created the door entry, and in some way it didn't combine that well with the floor. So this is one issue we have, and we actually, if I will move this vertices point, you can see that there are actually another vertice point. So I will undo that. Wow. Woof. Okay. Just sneezed. Try to block this sneezed. Okay. So I will try to choose those both vertices, and we are going to choose edit mesh and choose merge. Okay, and that's supposed to merge them together, but something is wrong here. When I merge them together, there is appearing, you can see that some faces is appearing in front of us, so I will try to merge those, and as you can see, another faces is coming out from nowhere, and this is not what I really need here right now, so I will try to undo that also, and we can try by choosing this face and delete it. So when I deleted the floor upper face, it's also deleted those two. So now when I will try to merge those two vertices, they will actually merge. Okay, those two, and there are also two over here. Okay, mesh and merge. Okay, so now what we need to do is we will try to fill the hole, And I know it won't work, I just want to show you. I will choose those two upper edges, okay, and I will try to use them as for a fill all. And you can see that nothing happens. There's no floor. We still need the floor here. So what we can do, we can try to choose this edge and extrude it a bit out, like so. And then we will use the move tool in order to bring it to the other side of the room. And that's fine. Now we can use the merge vertex tool and we will attach the corners so they will fit and fill all the all the empty areas here. Okay, and now we should do this the same for the side of those doors. So we will choose this edge and this edge and extrude them a bit inside, not that much, leave some empty space so you can see what you're doing with the merge vertex tool, and choose merge vertex tool and merge those corners together, okay, like so. And okay, so that way we are patching our faces, so it will be separated faces. As you can see, when I choose this face, it's no longer acting like some attached faces for those. It's only one unit. Okay, so that's about it. And now we can continue by creating our light setup. This is very crucial for later on when we will want to texturize the floor or the walls. Um, Things like that, like this issue can really affected your texture and the UV mapping order. So um, things like that should be fixed earlier at the process before you even try to textures um, anything. Um, and let's keep with this tutorial. Um, Alright, so I had to pause this video and now we can continue with it. Now let's start by doing something first. At first, I want you to go over Google and go over the tab of Google where it says pictures or photos. In your case, try to look for a nice background for sky. There are lots of those. Um, this one is amazing. You can use it. Just save it somewhere in your computer. There are also resize image. So I'm probably using this resolution. So I will save image to my desktop for now. But as I suggest you is to take this picture and save it somewhere at the project folder so it will always be there, and it will use you when you would like to bring this project folder to someone. It's better to have the textures also in it. Okay, so for now I will use it from the desktop. Doesn't bother me that much. So how we are going to create it? First we need to scale this room, and when I mean scale it, we need to scale it as like for a real world scaling, okay, size. And for that we will need our 4 view. In order to switch from perspective view to 4 view, you only need to tap your spacebar, um, when the mouse is over the workflow over here, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't apply to these four views, you can check this icon over here, it's the same. And then if you we need to go over the side view, which is here. So put your mouse cursor over here and tap on the spacebar. It will open this. Okay, and I will reveal most of our layers because we need to scale all the things that inside the bedroom, not only the walls itself. And now let's unselect them just by clicking somewhere at the gray area here, and we are going to use a measure tool. So at first, each cube unit in the grid of this grid is represent 1 centimeter length. Okay, so what we need to do is actually scale all the room together with the objects inside to something like about 300 units. Okay, so in order to do it right, we are going to use our measure tool. We have a measure tool here somewhere, just let me find it. Okay, here at the create tab, you can see there is another sub tab which called measure tools, and there is distance tool. So we are going to use the distance tool, and we will zoom in order to get here to the floor itself, and we will click once over here, and then we will click somewhere where our ceiling of this bedroom, so here. Now you can see it's only 12, okay, 12.9, and we need to fix this and to bring it up to 300. So undo. Okay, never mind. I will do this again. Okay, like so, and another click like so. And when you want to close it, just tap on the enter key. Okay, now no, let's undo that. We are going to select this plus over here, and we will open the attribute editor, and where it says 12.9, yeah, right. Let me check again at this tab. Okay, no. So where it says here endpoint 12.975, we are going to change it to 300. Alright, never mind. I only need to choose this plus, and then it will. We only need to change the locator. Okay, so sorry about it. Try to choose only the locator itself without this arrow here, and then where it says add the channel box, you will need to change the translate Y to 300. Okay, now if I will go zoom out with my camera, you can see that this is a real world scale, and for a ceiling of a bedroom, and we need to adjust the scale of our room so it will be 300 like here. So in order to do this, you will have to choose all the parts that our room are built from, and there is another thing over here. It's somehow this is our enclosed I don't know how to say it, maybe never mind. This is somehow related to the enclosed, and it's not necessary right now, so we can delete it. now you can choose the bedroom itself, and we will group all the pieces together. Okay, and we are going to scale this. Now if you can't see the arrow that much, so you don't know how much the scale for it, you can go over show and shut off the grid so you can see the measure tool better, and then we will choose the uh, scale tool, and using the yellow cube we will scale this room to about 300 like it's supposed to be. So this is okay, and now we can switch back to the perspective view, and now you can see that um, the room got much bigger. And also there is few issues like the desk, in some parts of it is hiding inside the floor, so we will need to bring it up together with the PC case and everything. So let's modify it, bring it up, let's check if anything else. No, that didn't move that much, so that way it's okay. Now we are going to create a first light, so we will go over create lights and directional light, and we are, we are going to bring this directional light over here, and as you can see it's very small directional light, so you can use the scale tool to scale it so you can see it better, and to about something like this. Okay, and then we can rotate it like so. Okay, and then maybe rotate it from up to down. Okay, and next thing, can maybe do some twist so the light will come from this direction, and okay, now with we are going to create another light, and this time we create area light. Okay, so area light, create area light, and this light also is very tiny, so we need to scale it, and we need to face this light in front of our window, so I will rotate it and bring it in front of our window like so, and scale it so it will cover the window itself. um, Make sure it's very close to the window, and I'm going to explain something. uh, this is the main light source, and that will be a photons emitter. Okay, so what actually we are going to do, we are going to use this light source, this light source, and this light in order to take all the light of the directional light and emit the photons from it inside our room. Okay, so at first we are going to go to the attributes of this directional light, area light, and we will open the area light shape, and we are going to bring the intensity of it to 0, and where it says mental ray we are going to tick the emit photons. Okay, and now we need to create a background. So earlier I asked you to download a background for the sky, and we are going to create a background. So I usually prefer to do something like this. I show you. I'm creating a sphere, and then I'm right click on it and choose face, and I'm zooming out and choosing only the bottom faces and delete them. After that, choose tap on the F8 on your keyboard, and now we are going to right click and go over assign new material for this, and we are going to choose surface shader, okay, for it. Now we need to apply the background to our to this, so we are going to use the out color for it, and you can uh, click on this checkered box over here, and then you will get this box. Now choose file, and in the attribute editor you will see something like this, two tabs with one of them called file 1. You can see that there is a image name here and icon of a folder. So click on the folder, and now you will have to tell Maya where the background you just downloaded. So I will go over home, users, desktop, okay, and I will search for my background. I can see where is my background. Yeah, this is okay. So still we can see nothing, so just press on 6, and now you can see our background, and you can't see the grass over here because the grass supposed to supposed to be at the bottom faces, but that's fine, not really in our concern right now. The other thing we need to do um, is to go over this, choosing this half sphere, and we need to go over the tab that called P sphere shape, okay, and open the render state, and we need to tell Maya to not cast shadow or receive shadow for it, okay. So now let's take first rendering and see what we came up with. um, okay, I will bring my camera over here, and let's go over the render setting. Over here we will have to change to the render using to mental ray. So now Maya knows that we want to use mental ray as our primary render engine, and we will go over quality at first. Yeah, quality. I want to get um, best results for this rendering, so I will choose here at the max sample level of 3, okay, and then I want to go over common, okay, and down here you can see there is image size presets. So most of the time I'm using HD 720 so I can see things better. This is applying very good for me. I'm not sure what settings will be for you, but this is how I prefer to see things. And another thing, I want to go over the indirect lighting tab over here and apply the global illumination, and also the final gathering, okay. And now you can close, and we can try a first render for this. So okay, so I will pause it for now. Right, so this is what we came up with, and the render time took 1 minute and 21 seconds, and it's a bit much. It's a very long time for this kind of render, and but it's okay with me. I don't mind to wait one and almost a half minutes for rendering one picture. This is a very low quality of a picture, but still it requires this time to in order to render it out. And now we are going to adjust a bit of the lights here. So first, I want you to choose the area light, and after we apply the global illumination in our render setting, we need to determine how many photons, how much the photons intensity will be. Um, but we also need, okay, wait. First, I want you to go back to the directional light, and I want you to go over mental ray and tell this directional light to apply shadows. Okay, so we are going over the shadow tab over here, and we will use ray trace shadow like here, and now we will go back over the area light, and let's see what this. I will pause again just in order to see what I'm getting, so excuse me about it. Maybe this vase should be on top of the desk instead inside of it. Okay, as you can see, after we apply the shadow, ray trace shadow to the directional light, we ain't get much of a light inside our room, and in order to bring more light we need to adjust the photons. So we're going to use the area light photons emitter. So first I will save this image, okay, so we can compare later how it looks. So I chose the area light, and we'll go over the emitter, okay, the acoustic and global illumination emit photons over here where we checked earlier, and we need to bring more photon intensity inside this room. So I will bring this up to let's start with 1 million, okay, and I will start rendering this, and again I will pause it. Okay, so let's start render it, and this is the third rendering, and as you can see it's not much of a different from this picture that we rendered earlier. Um, in some way this render took less time than the earlier one, which basically it's supposed to be much more. The only reason for this it's because I zoomed a bit inside this room, and then I get black area, which it's taking very fast to Maya to render black areas. um, but we still need to crank this photons intensity up, so I will zoom out a bit to where we were, and I don't want to see the black area because the black area is the area that we can't see the background. So I will need to position the camera like this so we can see only the background, and I will dial up this to about 2 million, and we'll give it another shot. So I will pause this for now. Alright, so still we can't see much of a difference from other rendering results, but you can see that there is uh, more light over here, this area, and from this picture. So what we are going to do right now is going to give our walls some kind of a shader. We are going to paint them in white. So we are going to use we are going to right click on the this face and this face and all our walls faces, and after we're done so we are right click on them and choose assign new material. Actually go over assign favorite material and choose Lambert. Okay, and after you got this dialog box attribute in the attribute editor, you can see that there is a color parameter here. Just change it to white, and also for the diffuse make sure it's all the way up to 1. Okay, and now let's try render this again. Okay, so I will start and pause. So as you can see, there is much more light now inside our room, and I'm going to keep this picture so we can compare to other results later on. And now I forgot to tell you to add the same Lambert color to the ceiling. So what we are going to do now is we are going to add this color to the ceiling by opening window, rendering editor and hypershade, and here you can see our Lambert 2, which is the color for the walls. You can double tap with the you can tap on it and then change maybe the name for it to walls, and alright, so we are going to choose the ceiling face and we will right click on the walls here and assign material to selection. Okay, so now the seal is also have a white color. You probably can't see it because of shadows, but believe me, it is white as you can see. And let's try do something about our area light. Um, so we cranked up the photons density, but we still need to uh, add some more global illumination photons. So let's crank this up to 100,000. Okay, and again I will start render this and we'll see what the result is. Okay, so this is what we came up with. This is how it looks right now, and you can see that there is much more light inside the room and it's acting like a real outsourced lightning, like sun lightning, and that is in our bedroom. So we have few more adjustments to do to the light setting. So let me first check this, save this picture, and you can see what we start with. We start with something that looks like this, and then we brought it to here, to this, and this is actually the last photo. So now we need to go over the directional light again, and we want to bring up the intensity for it to about 1.5. Okay, and we also want to change the color. So we could choose a color like for a tint light for the environment, Um, but we ain't gonna do this by picking one of the color from here. We're going to use mental ray shader for the color. So light shader, mental ray light shader. So we are going to check this checkerboard, click on it, and from the attribute, from the create render node, we are going to switch over mental ray lights here, and we are going to look for MIBCIE D, okay, this one, and choose this one. And what's no this node is actually temper this is a temperature based color, and that means that in this case where it's stand on 6500, um, this 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 number is representing a pure white color, and if we will drop this down we will get more of a red color, and as we bring this up it will change to a blue color. So I want to stay with this color as the default number, so let's try now render this out and see what changes are we getting. So let's start render and I will pause. This is the result for this rendering, and as you can see it took like about 2 minutes and 50 seconds almost. And um, I want to explain something about this picture. Right now it still looks a bit of a gray in some parts of the walls and other stuff, and this is actually happening because the photons that we are directing inside our room is actually bouncing some of the color, most of the gray objects over here, um, to this uh, room walls. So this is why it's actually looks a bit of a gray instead of white. So I will take another rendering. Let me first save this, and I will unreveal the bed. Okay, so we will try to give it another render, and I will pause for now. Okay, and this is how it looks right now. Just to compare it, uh, you can see that when we brought this bed out from the scene, um, it it get much more brighten. The walls get more brightened, and this is as I explained earlier. It's only because most of the gray color is bouncing on top of our walls, and this issue can be fixed only by giving the right texture to our objects here, and also to the floor itself, because the floor is also a gray material shader shader. So let's start with the floor itself. um, for the floor we wait, let me first save it. And for the floor we are going to right click on the floor and choose this face, and right click on it and choose assign favorite material, and this time we will choose a boolean, and we will go over the boolean material over here. Okay, if you can't see it, um, you can go over window, rendering editor, hypershade, and open the hypershade box. Okay, so here is the boolean, and when you will click on it you will see in the attribute editor this dialog box. So Now we want to use a texture for this color, so I will click on this checked box over here and choose file. And as earlier we did for the sky, okay, background, you will need to look for a texture of a wood or something that looks like carpet, carpet, parquet, um, floor. So I have few textures for this, so I will go over my textures folder. um, Again, you can download from the internet whatever picture you like to use. um, I have some woods over here somewhere at the end of this folder, so let me just find it. Alright, so let's say I want to choose this one. Okay, so I will choose this one, and as you can see, it's very big floor, and I want to make it look better, so I will switch to the place 2D texture too, and I will uh, adjust the repeat UV to 10 and here to 20, and let's make sure the mirror U and the mirror V and the stagger are ticked. Okay, so let's give it a try and render this out right now. Okay, I will pause again. This time you can really tell that how much the floor is affected on the color of our walls. So you can really see the color of the floor is bouncing on these walls, and it's getting a bit of an brown color as the floor has. So also we have a higher reflectivity from the floor, so in some parts here you can see the sky is reflected over here, and also the computer case and the desk, and there is some issues over here because of it. So in order to fix this, we need to uh, apply new setting to the blend shader that we just added to the floor. So we are going to open the hyper shade again and choose our blend for the floor, which is for the floor, and let's see what we can do. First of all, we can maybe lower down the reflectivity from 0.5 to about 0.3333 or something. Also, the specular roll-off, we better bring this down, and maybe the specular color should be somewhere here. And also I want you to go down to the mental ray tab over here, and we will we can see that there is photons attributes over here, which by default most of the attributes over here are derived from the upper attributes for the color for the blend. So we need to uncheck the divide from Maya and click on the take setting from Maya again, and we will drop down the shininess to about 30, and we can leave the reflectivity as it is, and maybe the color, which is derived from the color itself here, uh, let's right click on color and break the connection for it, and I want to bring a new color for it, so click on the color and choose this tool over here and choose um, choose a color from the floor. Somehow it's purple, but what I want to get is more like light brown. So I will go over the worm, uh, these worm colors, and some way adjust the color to something lighten, very light brown. All right, like so. So that's fine. And this is actually the photons attribute. So anything you will change here, it's in order to give this floor, so the color won't affect it much, um, the the walls too much, and only for the floor itself. So now we can bring up the reflectivity of our uh, floor up, and it will only affect the material itself, the blend. Okay, and also um, above our photons attributes there is mi reflection blur, which is supposed to be about 4. Okay, and maybe add 3 rays to the reflection. Okay, and let's see what the result now is. So I will try to render this out again. Okay, let's render this. And I will pause again. So this is the result for this rendering, and as you can see, the floor looks much better than earlier. It's less reflected, and you can see that still we can see here some spots of the light of the sky, and that's pretty much okay. That's not too bad, but we still have few problems about the walls. The walls are still getting this brown color. So let's look again in the hyper shade of this blend material, and let's see what we forgot to change. um, I think that maybe we need to bring this to something like white, much more of a white color, like so, and also um, hmm, maybe some of the probably the accentry to about 400. Okay, so yeah, maybe 300, 400, something like 400, and maybe the specular roll off to 390, and let's try to render this out and see what we get. um, okay, so this is how it looks right now, and really after we uh, change a few of the values over here at this blend material, we can see that we have less brown color on the floor, on the walls, that bouncing from the floor, and we still have lots of gray over these areas, and it's actually happening because of the gray color of this picture and also of the desk, and also few other parts like this frame of our window. And this is only like basic idea on how to set this light setting for this scene, and until we ain't gonna apply new textures for other materials objects here, um, it will almost look the same, will look the same. And also we choose a very dark texture for the floor, so the room uh, it's not getting much light when using the futones. And also there is this line over here, which is the corner of our room, and you can see that there are still a few shadows in the middle of it and a bit of lightning over this area, and those stuff can be fixed by beveling those corners. So I think this is it for this tutorial, and um, I really recommend you to try to understand what we did with this floor and how we can uh, take this knowledge and apply the other materials like the desk itself, which is almost supposed to be same material as the floor uh, by the settings, and maybe only the texture is what's going to take a change on it. And also many other furnitures that's supposed to get the same shininess, uh, blur shininess that the floor has. So try by yourself to add few other textures for objects in the scene and see what you get. This tutorial is like it's very hard to explain, um, as I told you at the start, but I hope that help you in order to get a proper light setting for your scene. And we will see you at the next tutorial. I hope you will enjoy this one, and you will get the most of it. So see you soon at the next tutorial, and have a nice day. Bye.